First officer up. Christian officer 50. Okay. Sir. La Yasharala. La Yasharala. Imagine upon your heart. Oh, slightly.
Imagine upon Yahakwadam. All right, we're going to read the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. I.S.U.P.K.
Samka.
Yahweh. Malagwathka. Sabbath. Ratazaka. I.S.U.P.K. Barataza. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. Lathan Lanawa. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalat Lanawa. Kawawath Nawa. Kasalat Nawa. Kawawath Nawa. Wala'a. Tabaya Nawa. Banasayawan. Abal. Awashai Nawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalatwa. Wahala. Wahatapara. La'ai wa layam. Aman.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Amen. All right. This is the Hakat. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Babakashah. Nathan Lanawa. Hakat. Larapa. Kal Makala. Wakal Marawa. Hakat. Latahar. Hamatazarian. Hakat. Lahaquium. Hamathium. Hakat. Al-Rakawath. Hatama'ala. Lagarashan. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. The water. Amen.
In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
All right, these are the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahushai. Wa Ma Ya'akala. Wa Allahayim. Mataza Bayah. Alawap Yahanna. Alawapium. Hasaranium. Akwatazayan. Hakayayalium. Waha'akwathium. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. The water. Aman.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. The manager and Yahanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
All right, this is Psalms 121. Asha. Ayanya. Al-Haharyim. Ma'ahayan. Yaba'a. Isaiah. Ma'in. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Wa'arataza. Al-Yathan. Lamawat. Regalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashan. Shalmar. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al-Yad. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Hashamash. La'a. Yakaka. Wayarak. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makalrai. Yashamar. Napashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Taza'atka. Wa'aka. Maita. Wa'alam.
In English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help coming from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forward. And forevermore.
This is Psalms 83. Alahayim. Al-Damayalaka. Al-Thakarash. Wa al-Thashakwat. Al-Kayahana. Awayabyaka. Yahama Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Amaka. Yarayamwa. Sawada. Wayatha. Yaitazawa. Altazapawanyaka. Amarwa. Lakawa. Wanak Akyaram. Magawaya. Wala. Yazakar. Sham. Yasharala. Awada. Kaya. Nawai Tazawa. Laba. Yakarawa. Al-Yaka. Baryat. Yakarathwa. Ahalia. Adawam. Wayashimai Aloyam. Mawa'aba. Wahagarium. Gabal. Waimawan. Waimalat. Palashath. Am Yashabia. Tazawar. Gam Ashawar. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zarawai. Labanya Lawa. Salah. Aisha Laham. Kamadian. Kasaya Sarah. Kayabian. Banakal. Kwayash one. Nashamadwa. Bayan Dara. Hayawa. Daman. La Adama. Shayathamwa. Nada Yamawa. Kairab. Wakazaaba. Wakazabat. Wakatazal. Manai. Kal Nasayakamwa. Ashar. Amarwa. Nayarasha. Lanawa. Nawa. Alahaya. Shayathamwa. Kagalgala. Kakwash. Lapanya Rawaka. Kaash. Kabaira Yara. Wakalahaba. Salahat. Hariyam. Khan. Tharadatma. Vaisaraka. Wabasa Wapathka. Sabahalam. Mala. Panyaham. Kwalawan. Waya. Bakwashwa. Shamka. Yahawa. Yabashwa. Waya Bahalwa. Agyai. Waya Kapara. Waya Abadwa. Waya Daiwa. Kaya Atha. Shamka. Yahawa. Labadka. Al-Yawan. Al-Kal Ha'arataza.
In English. Keep not thy silence. O God. Hold not thy peace. Be not still. O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hated ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. The Bel. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brick of Kishon. Which perished at Endor. They become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zered. Yea. All their princes as above, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stubble before the wind.
As a stubble before the wind.
As a fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
As the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid of thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble.
In trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
And men may know.
That thou. Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Of the Most High.
Of the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
Saul Yeshabia.
Saul Yeshabia.
Which means you can be seated. All right, so we're picking up where we left off last week previously. We are at 2 Kings chapter 17, starting at verse 7. We're going to read it in the Hebrew, of course, so this is going over our history. Of course, you know, one of the things that we mentioned previously that we were in a civil war. We were warring with ourselves, of course, though. People were ruling over us, not following the laws as we were supposed to, and it made us to err. It made us to fall off and serve other gods. 2 Kings chapter 17, starting at verse 7. So
okay. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 7. YAHANNA Katataza wa Banya Yasharala Laya Yahweh.
It's like, for those of you, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't have a Tanakh or Torah, of course, though, you could follow along with the Blue Letter Bible. You know, blueletterbible.com. You know, we're not sponsoring or nothing like that, but, you know, you can access and follow through as we're reading. So 2 Kings chapter 17, we're at verse 7.
Kanokan. Alahayim. Hamata Zalai. Athab. Ma'arataza. Matazaria. Matakath. Yad. It's like Yad. Parataza. Malak. Matazarium, Waya Rawa, Alahayim, Akarayim, verse 8. Wayalaba, Wila Kawa, Baka Kwa Rath, Hagawayim, Ashar, Hiwarai Yash, Hiwarai Yash, Yahweh, Mapanya, Banya, Yasharala, Osalaki. Wala Bamya, Yasharala,
It's like Wamala Kaya.
Walama Kaya, Yasharala, Ishar, verse 9. Ishawara, verse 9. Wayaka Pa'awa, Banya, Yasharala, Dabarim, Ashar, La'a, Ban, Ila Yahweh, Ila Alahayim, Waya Banawa, Lahom, Bamwam, Bawat, Baba, Irarium, Mamagala, Bantazarium, Ida, Ira, Ayat, Mabatazar, verse 10. Waya Lot to Zabar, Laham,
It's like Waya to Mawa.
Slakia, Wayatazabawa, Laham, Mataza Bawam, Slakia, Mataza Bawath, Wa'ash Dayam. Oh, Slakia, Wa'ash Rayam, Al Bala Gabaha, Gabaha, Wathkat, Wathakat, Baal, Itaza, or Ka Itaza, right now, verse 11. Waya Kwa Tazara Sham, Bakal, Bamwath, Bagawayam, Ashar, Hagalah, Yahweh, Mapanyaham. So, Wayashar. I'll say it again. Wayashawa. Ka. Dabariyam. Darayam. Ra'ayam. Lahaba.
That's a ka.
Ka. Lahaka I Yam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Lahaka I yes, sir. How Waha. Verse 12. Waya I Barwa Hagala Layam Ashar Imar Yahweh Laham La'ah the Aishar Ath Hada Kar Haizata. Verse 13. Wayab Yahweh Bayashara Wabayaha Wadaha Bayat. Naka Ya Awa. Nabaya Ya. Ba Kaza'a. La Amar. Shabawa. Madara Baya. So I get Madara Kwaya Kwam. Harayam. Washamar. Mataza Wathia. Kakwa Wathia. Bakal Hayath wa Yara Aishar Taza wa Yathwa. No. Salaki. Taza wa Yath Ath Abatha Ya Kwam Wa Ashar Shal Kathya Ali Alaya Kam Bayat Abadaya Hana Baya Ayam.
No sign in Christ. Give it up for the brothers, man. Verse 13 was a long one, wasn't it? I'm sitting there looking like, good night. Like you about to read the whole chapter.
Better, sir.
So like, definitely, you know what I'm saying, big ups, you know what I'm saying, that was a Tawab job, there was a point where I just kind of looked away and didn't even, I came back and I was able to find exactly where he was at. Most I Christ studying did a Tawab job. And that's part of, studying, being diligent, of course, though. I don't know if y'all remember, a few weeks back, a month or two ago, it was, you know what I'm saying? And that shows growth, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about it, ashamed about it or nothing, because at one point in time, even I was out there like, you know what I'm saying? But you hear the brother reading it today, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're reading this, of course, though, it's easy, you know what I'm saying, to get the ba and the ka, you know what I'm saying, mixed up. It's easy to get the ra and the da, you know what I'm saying, mixed up, of course, though. It's easy for that wa versus, you know what I'm saying, versus the ka? Nah, wa versus the ka, you know what I'm saying, the na versus the ka, you know what I'm saying, mixed up, especially when it's at the end of the word, because it looks a little different, it looks a little funky, whatever. So, you know what I'm saying, like this brother, he's been studying, he's been practicing, you know what I'm saying, a fresh young officer. Make sure you got tuned into the classes, you know what I'm saying, he's holding down, you know what I'm saying, the Buffalo zone. So, big ups, you know what I'm saying, they quite off for that work. All right, we got Officer Shiraz in the building, you know what I'm saying, give it up for the brother Shiraz. Both of these brothers, you know what I'm saying, traveled to be here today. So, that's a marvelous thing, of course, though. So we're going to read the English Shiraz. We're going to have you read 2 Kings chapter 17, starting at verse 7 in the English, of course. And then we'll go ahead and break that down. You're going to read it all the way through from 7 to 13, and then we'll go back and we'll break it all down.
Count on one time. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 7. For so it was, that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt, and had feared other gods. Verse 8. And walked in the statutes of the heathens, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made. Verse 9. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. Verse 10. And they set them up images in groves in every high hill and under every green tree. Verse 11. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. Verse 12. For they served idols, whereof the Lord had said unto them, Ye shall not do this thing. Verse 13. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets.
I'm looking, I'm about to change the page last. Most High Christ, though. All right, so this is picking up. Of course, we are reading about the king of Judah, if I'm correct. Just a quick back. Is it? Ahaz, king of Judah, began Hosea to reign its Israel. So Salagi, we're reading about the northern kingdom, not the southern kingdom. This is Israel, Salagi. We're reading about Israel. This is the king of Israel who was reigning, of course. He stopped giving that tribute, you know what I'm saying, last time we heard, right? The person that was ruling, you know what I'm saying, in Israel, over Israel that was in the land, you know what I'm saying, they ended up basically being taken away. And this is the reasons why they were taken away. As we read through the scriptures, starting at verse 7. Go ahead, Shiraz.
Verse 7. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God.
And this is, you ever get those movies and Star Wars in a far, far galaxy long ago? This is what I hear when I read it. It's like, good night. The Bible's amazing. It's an amazing book. It's our history, but it's just kind of like in the far distant land. You know what I'm saying? It said, for it was that the children, right? What was that one with the Ewoks? I forget what it was. Little they look like the Furbies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Ewoks, right? Yeah. The Ewoks was messing them up, man. Like, I think that's something, if I'm correct, that's something out of the scriptures. It's amazing. And listen, you know what? It just by chance I mentioned Star Wars. But it correlates to what we're going over right now. You know what I'm saying? The Empire Strikes Back, the Rebellion, you know what I'm saying? The Last Jedi, whatever else, though. Like, it's going back and forth, back and forth. You got them for 1 second. You got the Republic. Man, listen. We're not doing the whole comparison. It's just a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's fictitious, whatever else, though. But a lot of the movies, you'll see a lot of the information. They'll sprinkle a bit of, you know what I'm saying, the Bible into it. You know, so be a little vivid. You know what I'm saying? When you're reading the Bible. That's why I'm trying to give you something to kind of think of, like, not Passions of Christ, you understand? Like, because that's all incorrect. You know what I'm saying? They had Mel Gibson's Passions of Christ showed everything contrary to the scripture. The Jews were not black. Christ looked like, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's not in the scriptures. And when we read the scriptures, it tells you what Christ looked like. So as we're reading here, it's kind of like, just kind of think about it and try to bring it to today. When you look at us today, what are we doing? We're going, and that the verse is down there where I want to get to, so I ain't gonna say it just yet. Keep reading.
Which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt.
Whoa. We are in bondage, of course. You know that Egypt is what? Bondage. We are free, right? We have been set free from slavery. 400 years of slavery. We are the descendants of slaves. They're talking about what it would have cost if they gave out reparations. Does anybody know what the economist has basically estimated that cost would be? Go ahead, saying truth in the high.
One site said 151 million per descendant.
Okay. I ain't see that. That's a whole another thing right there. The economists are saying 13 to 14 trillion dollars. 13 to 14 trillion dollars. I just found out in this same week. There's a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever saw the movie the Prison Break? You know the main character in that is the Benjamin. The main character is a Benjamin. The one with the tattoos all on his body?
I know that.
Yes, Benjamin. You know what else I just found out this week? I mean, I've been on that. But they reference it, so that's the only reason why I know it. One of the cast from Magic Mike. You know what I'm saying? One of the cast members from Magic Mike found out that he's the descendants of slaves. Who's the guy that does that ancestry for celebrities? Nas found out, you know what I'm saying, his ancestors, you know what I'm saying, was, on slaves. He found the names and everything else there. What was that? I'm trying not to say something stupid like Thurgood Marshall. What's the brother name? He does the show and he goes over the ancestry and heritage. The brother found out that he's a descendant of slaves. Remember last week I said something about Little White Lie? Mm-hmm. This builds up right to that, right? Because I feel like every week there's going to be some new piece of information that leads up to that, overall topic. Hey, Shalom says, so the brother, he knew something was wrong. He didn't know what. He knew something was wrong. He knew something was off. This entire time he's thinking his grandfather's Italian. Turns out his grandfather's, like a Judite. Turns out his grandfather, is a descendant of slaves. Didn't know that his mom, his great grandmother, or one of his, people had sex, with a black man. So as he's getting this recent information, he didn't know his entire life that his father was not his father. The man that he thought was his father was not his father. Turns out his father, thank you, sis, Henry Louis Gates. The brother was going over, the whatever. And they put it out, they said, they give the celebrities the ability to prevent that information from going public and whatever else stuff. It'll be a handful of people who knows the information. So he could have been like, yo, I'm not going to say nothing. He goes, now I understand that there was something, but I could not. I'm just kind of paraphrasing. He was just like, I understood that there was something, but he didn't know. So now when you have like Meghan Markle and, not Meghan Markle because she's a heathen, but when they were talking about the challenges that we face, with racism and everything else, though, he can understand it a little bit more because he's like, I felt a connection, but all my life I've only been told I'm something that wasn't. Now that I know that I'm black, you know what I'm saying? His father's black. You know what I'm saying? His entire life he's been growing up, white privilege and whatever else. So now he finds out, yo, I'm black. Hold up. It changes things a little bit. And it's something that's being more prevalent, you know what I'm saying, today, though. We're finding out that the Jews are what? Black, according to the scriptures, according to the Bible. The history is here. The records are here. So the unfortunate thing is that, yes, we came out of captivity, from physical bondage. Now we're just still mentally bound. Because there's those of us who's being told, oh, you're Nigerian. They're just throwing Nigerian title on you because it helps propagate whatever agenda they want. Oh, you're from the Igbo tribe. Really? Like, if we go back and we start looking our heritage, are we going to trace it back to say, I'm from this tribe in this location? Majority of, you know what I'm saying, us in the U.S., I'm just talking about those that went into captivity, slavery came up, you know what I'm saying, you know, it was the other nation that sold us into slavery, into captivity. And for all this time, we've been going around not knowing our identity. And now we're taking up an identity that is not ours. We're taking up, we're American, because we don't have our heritage. We don't know the land that we came from. We don't know that this Bible is who we are as a people. And of course, you know what I'm saying, we have to fight, you know what I'm saying, the Jewish man, you know what I'm saying, just for us to even say, we are the Jews. We're still in bondage. It's just not physical change, though. We're physically, mentally, you know what I'm saying, mentally in slavery. And we're fighting, you know what I'm saying, to let it be known who we are as a people. That's something. That's something, you know what I'm saying, it's something serious. So when you think of, yes, we went into bondage during Egypt, we came out. How can you correlate that to what's going on today? We're in America. We were physically in chains, in chains and shackles. And now we're coming out. We're coming out, but mentally we're still what? We're still in Egypt. We're still slaves. You understand? And this is how, you know what I'm saying, we can come out of it by here, the Sabbath service. This brother just read, you know what I'm saying, the Hebrew. You understand? That's amazing. That's amazing. How many of y'all, you know what I'm saying, knows English? It's your first language and you don't know it. I've been speaking English all my life and I still don't know it. There, and there. Spell it. I know how to spell it, but I'm just saying. You understand? Keep reading out.
Oh.
Verse 8.
And walked in the statutes of the heathen.
We walked in the laws not of what the Most High had set up and established for us. We walked into the laws, you know what I'm saying, of the other nations. What are we doing today? What laws are we following that we should not be following? A woman's right to choose, right? Two men can, you know, go and have sword fights with one another. You know, I'm trying to keep it PG. Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
Sunday service, all kind of laws, all kind of stuff we follow today.
God, I mean, yeah, like, I wouldn't necessarily say those are laws. Those are practices. Those are traditions that we follow, you know. But one of the laws, you know what I'm saying, you know, says two men can go get married. Those are laws that have been passed. Gay rights. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this for this is what it's called, gay rights. Go ahead.
And walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made. Verse 9.
Whoa, slide it. Listen, this is heavy though. This is heavy because just like there was previous, we now have what? What do we have now? You just read it.
It's like
go ahead.
The Lord cast out from before the children of Israel. So what was the question?
So read the rest of that verse.
Oh, okay. And walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made.
That's okay. There it goes.
Verse 9.
What have we done today that we did there?
We made people leaders over us.
That's right.
our parents and our foreparents like lived the heathen custom state of mind, and then as before we came into the truth, our parents told us to celebrate Christmas, birthdays, and live the heathen state of mind before we came to the truth.
God. We have been following after the other nations, you know what I'm saying? And it's been holding us back. You understand? It's like Rick Ross came in my head for like a half a second. It was just like, these things can't hold me back. These laws, you know what I'm saying? These heathens is holding us back. These traditions of other nations is keeping us, you know what I'm saying, in bondage, of course, though. So we have set up, you know what I'm saying, people who would be rulers over us, who would, you know what I'm saying, lead us. Unfortunately, those leaders were like Martin Luther King. You understand? And I'm saying that because the holiday just came by, right? And what have we done? We have elected, you know what I'm saying, to join hand in hand. They about to have a service up there at Syracuse University tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? The Martin Luther King annual dinner every year. Mm-hmm. They do it every year. We're going to honor Dr. Martin Luther King. Although he says, wait, stop, man. Like, I think this was a mistake. Look, maybe y'all didn't hear it publicly. But he's like, yo, listen, I think this is messed up. Maybe we should do something different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, me having sex with whoever the hell I want to have sex with is worth it. Like, I didn't think about, you know what I'm saying, the impact on my children. I thought it was going to be nicer. You know what I'm saying? The package looks nice, right? It looks like, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have that nice fence. It looks like you're going to have that nice house. It looks like you're going to have an amazing job. You're going to go to the beach all, you know what I'm saying, all through summer. You remember those movies where they show, you know what I'm saying, what it's like, summer break, school's out, whatever else, though? What's going on with us? We go out and celebrate New Year's. What's going on in Rochester? 11-year-old girl was shot next to her father. Shot and killed next to her father. Her father's right here. It's like, you know, not this brother. I'm just saying, like, her father's literally standing right there next to her. And he sees, and I'm watching how this brother describes the tragedy that he just, you know what I'm saying, had to witness. New Year's celebration, of course, though, we're watching the fireworks and everything else, though, and it's gunshots. His 11-year-old girl, you know what I'm saying, she gets hit in the back. And he said, the words that she said was, ouch. And then he watched her fall to the ground. I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but that is devastating. I can't imagine, because it would just break me down to think that I'm here having a celebration and my daughter or my son is put to death. For what? Goes back to the laws that we are statutes. You understand? We're celebrating. It's not a law, but it's a tradition that we're celebrating that we should not. What happened here in Syracuse?
Same thing. We're here got shot.
Going to the corner store. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing about it. My son didn't even know about it. My son, you know what I'm saying, he's not as old, but he goes, Dad, I can walk to the store. I can walk to the corner store, you know what I'm saying, go grab something. You know, the thought that was in my head that came across is like, God damn, little 11-year-old girl goes to the store to get some milk. And she gets shot, killed. A 19-year-old is shot. And we talking about, you know what I'm saying, let's clean up the streets. We could have been done that. The opportunity and the chance to do that, you know what I'm saying, is right now. Instead of waiting, go ahead.
In Rochester, it was a 16-year-old brother got killed. He was at work, working at a Burger King, and they shot the Burger King up and killed him. So yeah, we're not safe anywhere.
Gosh, Lucky, you said Burger King? I think I heard about that.
Brother, yeah, he works at a Burger King, and they shot him in the Burger King. Right? He tried to walk home, but they caught him down the street. He fell out, he died.
You know what? I did hear about that. I briefly heard about that. Salakia. Like it's just it's so much. I'm like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, 16?
16. He was at work.
16. I listen, man, that's not the first of, you know, the incidents that have occurred. They're calling for us to stop. They do it every year. Every year. New Year's resolution. You know what I'm saying? End it immediately on New Year's. I'm gonna have a better year than I had last year. Woo-hoo! I gotta make any arrangements to bury my daughter. That's something, ain't it? Like, we serve a God, you know what I'm saying, that can prevent and stop that. Lauren Hill, it's all so simple, right? It's just simple. All we gotta do. What do we gotta do? Anybody knows what's the solution? Does anybody have the solution? You know what I'm saying? Who's the court, the guy that's in charge over downtown now? Who's the police chief now?
I don't know. Who's Cecil?
Is it Cecil?
I don't know. He was on speaking about it.
Possibly.
The murder.
Okay. Cecil, who may or may not be the police chief. You understand? What about Ben Walsh? He's the mayor, right? I mean, listen, no shade, you know what I'm saying, to the superintendent of school. I mean, I know the brother. You know, like he held a meeting and said, look, what can we do? You know what I'm saying? What can we do before this occurred? Last year. He said this last year. You know what I'm saying? Before he became a superintendent, he said, look, our children aren't showing up to school. And our parents aren't, you know what I'm saying, you know, being held accountable. So what do we do? You know, the conversation came up. It's like, yo, look, what happened to the time periods in which that, you know what I'm saying, we used to community police ourselves?
So like it, sir, I ain't interrupt you though, but
No,
when you said that according to the community schools, they said the parents stopped policing and taking care of the children though, but they backwards and hypocritical, because then they turn around and tell you that you can't discipline and protect. I want to say exactly overprotect though, but discipline and like protecting certain standards for your children so nothing happens to them though. But then what you just said now, they turn around and say something, the parents ain't protect. They're hypocritical. They're not making sense, sir.
God, I could tell you, and I'll be very brief, you know what I'm saying, because we got to get the rest of the class stuff. But there was I remember my mom telling me a story about somebody. She told me two different stories. One story came out about them preventing the parent, you know what I'm saying, from chastising the child.
Right.
She was like, well, then you do it. You take it. If you're going to come after me because I am correcting my child needs to be punished. Okay. Listen, it's beyond, you know what I'm saying, just conversation at this point. It's beyond conversation. If I don't do something, my child would end up in jail. Don't come to me when he's in jail. Sure. Don't come to me when he's in the hospital. Don't come to me about any of this, because you came in and you prevented me from doing my job. Okay. There is so much that's going on outside, you know what I'm saying? And now you're going to come and say, no, you cannot be a parent inside your home because CPS is considered child abuse. Good night. Listen, what's the brother that used to, you know what I'm saying, run real fast? Played for the Vikings? Adrian Peterson. Wow. Adrian Peterson. Listen, look, I'm not holding brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm just stating the brother chastised his child with a belt. Of course, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, we're not doing it to, you know, black and blue the child, of course, to abuse the child. But it's one of those things where it's just like, let's have a conversation with the parent. You understand? Sit down with the parent and talk to him. Hey, listen, man, look, I understand that you need to chastise your child, of course, though, but you know, brother, this is pretty serious. You understand? You understand? Like, The other instance was where a father was being, kind of refused to be a father to his son. And he said, when this happens, and I'm telling you, when this happens, don't come and get me. Don't come look for me for none of this. Because the chance to do something was now, and you stopped and you prevented me from doing it. Mm-hmm. You prevented me from being a father. So don't come looking to me later down the line when he's unruly, when he goes to jail. He said exactly what was going to happen, and I kid you not. They said the first one, I think he had 3 sons, if I'm correct. The first one, one ended up in jail. The other one ended up dead. Or it's like 2 of them ended up in, two died. 2 were killed, and the third one ended up in prison for life. And he said when it was going to happen, by the time it was going to happen, because of what was going on. You're telling me, not to be a father, but when they go off and they end up in jail, when they end up in, dead, like don't look to me for anything at that point, because it could have been prevented now. So as we sit here and we talk to our brothers and sisters about saying, look, New Year's, forget about it. It's just another day. You understand? Like, what's stopping you from doing something new tomorrow? Let me make a tomorrow resolution, right? It's a new day, ain't it? I'm gonna make a tomorrow resolution to be better than I was today. No? Yeah, and I'm feeling that. All right, I understand. Slacky, let's go through this. Oh, who we at? 10? Slacky.
9.
9. No. Yeah, we read 9.
Okay, 10. Verse 10. And they set them up images in groves, in every high hill, and under every green tree. Verse 11. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen, whom the Lord carried away before them.
What do you got going on around these days? Don't we got smoke shops all over the place?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I mean, they weren't called smoke shops back then. They're smoke shops today. You understand? They're hookah lounges today. You understand? Like, you can go in there, what are they called? Vapor pens? Vape pens? Mm-hmm. They have a section in every, y'all get that, right? There's a section in almost every work environment that says smoking area. They set up what? What did the scripture say? They said what?
Burn incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them.
They set a designated place where you can go ahead and get hot.
Yeah.
They set a place where you can go ahead and burn incenses. It's the same thing. You understand? Like, they used to use opioids. You know what I'm saying? Like, they used to, not sparingly. That's different, though, right? That's different. Like, other nations will use opioids, for however the heck they used it, though. When we went over, I'm talking about the U.S., I'm talking about our people, went over, we used opioids, and we got jacked up. And guess what they did? What happened? What came from, us invading other people and serving their gods? Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Shalagi. God. So if I should have stopped with the what happens when we started to join ourselves, with America. We want to join and prove ourselves, right? That's one of the first things that happens. Then we went, fought in the wars, started doing their drugs, started using their incense. We became Buddhist. We done spread seed all over, Vietnam. You understand? Japan, Tokyo, China. We got seed all over, the damn planet, of course, though. Not knowing, if we're going to see them again. And guess what? They found out these opioids, will stop this Black Panther people from standing up and, you know what? Let's give them some opioids. Mm-hmm. Let's bring this, and put it in. They got the tapes. You can go and listen, you can do the research. You can find out the information. They were pushing to keep us what? Docile. We became educated, right? Niggas can read now. That's the problem with a nigga reading. You're reading the book, you know what I'm saying? You find out that the Jews are black. You do some reading, of course, though, you become educated. You start your own business. You learn, you know what I'm saying, to plow the land and, you know, whatnot. You become self, you know what I'm saying, empowered. We got to stop that. So what happens? We join and we follow the other nations. We follow after the other gods. And this is what it led to. Crack epidemic. Then now we got fentanyl, you know what I'm saying, where they're giving it out to kids as candy. They put it in the kids' Legos. They smuggle it in somehow, right? I ain't gonna hold you. When I found out they was putting it in Legos, I said, good night. They putting it in Legos. I wouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't gonna hold you. So I thought I had a criminal mind, you know what I'm saying, when it came to figuring that stuff out. But apparently you know what I'm saying? Like, hold up. Smuggling in the children's Legos? Oh yeah, this box got broken. We can't, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Like they got those little tricks that they used to do, of course, though. They put it in whatever, if the box is damaged, guess what? It's no good. They'll mark the boxes in a specific way, man. They know the little tricks and routines that they got. Keep going.
As did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. Verse 12. For they served idols.
So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we made the Most High, you know what I'm saying, angry. Like, listen, the Most High, just, you know what I'm saying, you goddamn right, sis. You know what I'm saying? The Most High brought us out of Egypt. You understand? We were being subdued by another nation. Y'all want a day off? We're going to make this more difficult for y'all. We're going to make this more challenging for y'all. You know what y'all got to do? Y'all not only have to, we're not going to supply you the materials for you to build stuff. Guess what you now have to do? What do you got to do now? Get your own materials. You want to take a few days to go, you know what I'm saying, serve the Most High, of course, right? You want to serve your God, the God of Israel? No, you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need, what's the net and Ratu, you know what I'm saying, net and Tootie? Listen, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the names. I don't care about the gods, you know what I'm saying, of Egypt. I only care about the God of Israel. You understand? Because our God is not the Egyptian God. Our God is the God of Israel, the one that brought us out of captivity, the one that brought us, you know what I'm saying, you know, out of bondage. The one that, you know what I'm saying, made it possible for us to, you know, 300, come on, man. You think the movie 300 is something that's not based off of, you know what I'm saying, us? Well, I mean, we can go through the Bible and scriptures. Go ahead, you quite this up.
Salakia, sir. And Salakia, real quick for something inappropriate there. But you know why a lot of brothers and sisters that go into that be drugged out to death though? Because they be learning that Egypt swallowed you crap though, and then in the long run, a lot of them long term be drugged out and bugged out though, because number one, as you was referring though, you worship the sun and you dealing with something that has nothing to do with the Most High, and you being a spiritual whore for the Most High. Like anybody that's going against the Most High as a brother and sister, you being a whore or a hoe in spirit.
So I don't know if you can say hoes anymore. Like they done banned the whole, you know what I'm saying, dictionary, you know what I'm saying, of whoredoms, like here, you know what I'm saying, of sexual deviance. Right. So like, let's be wise about our words. We don't want to get our flag left and right. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you know, let's be mindful of what we said. All right, Slakia. But yeah, you're absolutely right though, of course, though. There's all that's going on, of course, that deviancy that's been happening, and look at where it's led us. Look at where it got us, right? I can't stand what they do in the Christianity, of course, though, because what happens? You know, look how far we've come. We've gone nowhere. We've gone backwards. Our children are telling parents what to do. Right. Our children tell parents what to do. Y'all see the little boy, you know what I'm saying, who dressed up, you know, for the whole Halloween thing? It's like, oh, my dad told me to do it. I'm so glad that his grandmother, you know what I'm saying, checked the little boy. But it was just kind of like, well, my dad said it was over. He's like, I want to kill my mom.
Oh, yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? And then they did another clip. And he said something, I ain't gonna hold you. When he said, I was like, oh, like, God. It was like, just from the entertainment aspect of it, it was just like, yo, he just roasted, bro. Like, this is a little 6-year-old kid learning to be disrespectful. And you wonder why I'm saying, you know, our daughters, you know, grow up the way they are. Because they allow this type of behavior. And we're not correcting it.
Right.
You understand? Let's go ahead and finish this off. What is it? Verse 12?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read 12.
Okay. They served idols, whereof the Lord had said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Verse 13. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways.
Do what?
Turn ye from your evil ways.
The Most High has been trying to let us know, you know what I'm saying, that we should turn away from our evil ways. Was it last year, you know, 4th of July, if I'm correct? Was it? Where the Texas basketball star got shot and killed? He was in New York City.
Yeah.
He was in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. He came home for the weekend. I just came home to go chill, whatever. Got shot and killed. What do we just read about, you know what I'm saying, like last week? Texas again, by the way. Texas. I know, right? You understand the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre and everything else, though. What is it, Moses? I forget what his name is. You know what I'm saying? Shot the girl, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Sister went to go visit her cousin who was in Texas. And her and her boyfriend went down. The dudes, quote unquote, tried to holler at her. She was just like, nah, I don't want to, whatever. Who knows? I don't know. All you can see is the clip of the girls running. They shot and killed the sister. He was like 23, 24. He's a basketball star. He's a basketball star. Down in Texas, facing murder charges.
Say murder very seriously down in Texas. Slacking.
Yeah. Right. And that's something in which that, you know what I'm saying, we got to realize and understand. Like, we got to stop serving these other gods. We got to stop, you know what I'm saying, following after the other nations. Because it's leading us to do actions that is unlawful, to murder our own people.
Right.
That allows us to be put to death. Go ahead. Did you read 13?
Halfway through. Want me to start from the beginning? I mean, from the top.
Real quick.
Verse 13. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers.
According to the law which I commanded your father. The Most High gave a law that to be passed down from generation to generation.
Come.
Guess what? There won't be a next generation the way we go. How many 11-year-old daughters have we just heard got shot and killed? You understand? New Year's, you want to go out and not follow the law of the Most High. And Salakia, you know what I'm saying, to the family, of course, though, because it's not to bash the family, of course, though. It's a tragedy. That's the whole point. It's a tragedy. But what can we always do every time there's a holiday? Every time there's some type of feast that's unlawful, that goes against what the scriptures. What can we expect?
It's like death.
Death. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what we're asking for. We're asking for death. We're celebrating the death of our children, the death of our loved ones. Most High saying, turn back. Stop what you're doing. You understand? You're seeing brothers and sisters die left and right, but yet you still keep going down the same path. Well, it ain't gonna get me this time. Go ahead, Watson.
And Salaki, so I'll make it real quick doing it. Then also along with death, though, selling those different holidays. So you see like Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that, for example, it caused division among the family, though, because there's always fights, grudges, gossiping, etc. And we witnessed that every single time back when we was in the world. There's always that.
And of course, that does what? As you said, it keeps us from what? oh, I'm not going to do what my father did. I'm not going to do what my mama did. You understand? Like it takes us down a way where we start to resent one another. Yeah. Oh, she said her potato salad was better than mine. Now you don't talk to your sister, you know what I'm saying, for 6 months. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You had a discrepancy over, you know what I'm saying, one dinner. You don't talk to each other for 5 years. Not knowing, you know what I'm saying, your loved one is in a body bag, you know what I'm saying, in some dumpster, you know what I'm saying, around the corner. Because you don't have, you know what I'm saying, the decency to put your pride away. You let your emotions rule over you, of course. Salaki, with that, you know what I'm saying, let's go ahead and, close up. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, we over time for sure. All right, so we got a lot to do with that.
Imagine.
We're just going to do the Lord's Prayer for time's sake.
All right. This is the Lord's Prayer. Face the east. Okay. All right. Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. I.S.U.P.K. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwithka. Daba'ah. Ratazaka. I.S.U.P.K. Baratiza. Kawa. Bashemayim. Nathan Lanawa. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalat Lanawa. Kawabwath Nawa. Kasalat Nawa. Kawawath Nawa. Wala'ah. Tabaya Nawa. Bana Sayawan. Bo. Awashai Nawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahathapara. Laiwalamyam. Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. So, sisters, Yashavia, you're going to be seated. We're very soon to brothers of Israel. My Shabbat. Elijah. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatum. Yes, Matah. So, very soon to sisters. Elijah. My Shabbat. Elijah. Right. Yahweh Shemar Atam Bashim Yahushua. That's my time. Flash this. Water for those of you tuned in online. Let's not forget about the Passover, the 54th day of Passover. You know what I'm saying, is coming up. Got all types of events going on. The children's party, the black party. We're going to have a Torah, you know what I'm saying, about slavery. Yes, your ancestors. We ain't forget about our people. We forget about our ancestors, of course, though. It's going to be a glorious time, a marvelous time. You know, say it's the week of March 30th. Passover is April 1st. You understand? It is going to be a magnificent time. Reach out to your camp leader. Reach out to the person in charge, the city nearest you, for whatever arrangements that you need to do. Anybody that wants to be anointed, by all means, come up to the front. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.